Bonjour, I am Chef Bob Fromage from ChefLive.com, and I am here with Nico Quesa from Cafe Giorgio.
Very good, Bob.
Welcome, thank you so much for being here, Nico.
My pleasure, thank you to invite me.
This looks fantastic. I take it your menu is a reflection of the times, no?
This is a reflection of a light eating, light and cooking and light eating, of course.
Tell us about your entree. What will you be serving for us today?
Let me start with whatever starts first. I start with boiling some wild rice. It takes longer than regular rice because it's untreated and basically at the purest stage.
Now, why did you pick the wild rice?
Well, when you process food, you add somehow to some degree some, I would say, I don't want to say chemicals, but you do add preservatives and this kind of stuff. So basically this is almost untouched and better for you. But at the same time, because it's untreated, it takes 45 to 60 minutes, depends on the brand. And you can read the labels in the back and you see, they tell you exactly how to cook this. Brilliant. So I got my rice start already about 20 minutes ago, and I got my snapper in front of me, which is a red snapper from Florida. There are two kind of more common species of the snapper, which are pink and red. No big difference on that, just on the appearance.
They taste basically the same, or?
They taste basically the same. They are the only thing is the consistency of the meat. A little bit it can change. Doesn't mean that the pink is pink outside that the red is necessarily red. But I suggest to, when you buy your fish at the supermarket, to buy the fish with the skin. Now you can say, well, I know what kind of skin is that. But if you take some basic information, you have better chance to recognize what you're buying. I can start my veggies here. Can it take between 10 and 15 minutes to prepare all this? I'm doing sort of a light casserole of vegetables. I got your accent now, Bob. And I got baby artichoke, I got yellow squash, and I got tomatoes, and I got, I was calling this snow peas, but these are snow peas. These are sugar peas. And can I start to do this, Bob? You have any questions?
No, this is, what are you doing here?
This, I am peeling these little baby artichokes. I'm taking off the leaves. They are very woody, they have a lot of fiber. They're not going to cook not even in 2 hours. So I'm leaving the tender parts. You know when you're going to the tender parts, when they start to become yellowish, or at least half of the leaf is yellow and the tip is green, but still they kind of green, they can become tender cooking it. And I got my two sautés already on a low flame, so when I start to cut these veggies, I'm ready to cook both of them, the veggies and the fish. Like I said, 20 minutes away from the rice. Same time, same place.
Separate pan.
Absolutely. We got 3 tools going on here, 3 on the stove, and it should be simplified things. So what I can do is use the little paring knife, and I can clean this, which is the bitter part. If you want to do a stuffed artichoke, and you can stuff with the veggies or just the stuffed artichoke, you buy the big ones, and basically the cleaning process is the same. And you can bake in the oven using a chicken stock or just a vegetable stock.
Now, is there a vegetable that you could substitute if you could not get any of these fresh ones here?
Look, Bob, this is not a recipe that is done by name. They have to be these particular ingredients. You go to the supermarket, you grab 2, 3, 4 veggies that are appealing to you. The only thing you have to pay attention is when you cook them, you have to know the time of cooking of each one. So you start with the one that take longer time, and then add on the one that cook in a few seconds. That is the only thing. Again, it's not a recipe that calls for a specific veg. Right. But I picked this one for a couple of reasons. I mean, artichokes are particularly good for many things, fibers, and also the veggies have a sugar content on it. And so this is one of them, the good ones. This is where I pick them. And tender, very tender and flavorful. It's no better thing to watch your diet with a tasty food. It's just the best you can get.
I agree. It make you want to eat healthier all the time if it tastes good. You
No,
can't.
no sacrifice at all. As you can see, the baby artichoke is all tender leaves inside. So I just cut the tip. Maybe I'm cutting too much here. Just the tip here and the split in half. I'm ready to put this in the saute. My God, yes, beautiful.
Very good.
And then I can put, like I say, everything together in the same time. With a little olive oil, my herbs. You can add butter if you wanted to. You can add broth if you want a sort of a kind of vegetable stew. I like to keep light because also with the broth I like to dip my Italian bread, which maybe I want to avoid that. All right.
Okay.
So tastes nice and ready. Sorry if you cross your way, Bob. Got some olive oil here gone. I put this here. And my magic herbs. Beautiful.
Now, why you call them magic?
Because they change your dish in a minute. That you just add your herbs. I call them magic because they do some magic. Beautiful flavorless scent. Just in a couple minutes that you cook them.
Something King Solomon might be interested in.
There you go, got artichokes. And if you don't find the fresh artichoke hearts that you find in a store frozen, they work too. But of course, it's nothing beat up a good fresh produce. Now the second longest cooking veggies could be this, but not much different from the tomato and the sweet peas. So I can just prepare them. You can cut in your fashion, whatever you like. Always proportion that with the timing that you are planning to cook the other veggies. A little bit more olive oil as you go.
You never have too much olive oil.
No, it's not too much. Somebody said never is too much. Maybe it's not the truth. But the important thing is you abuse something that is very good for you. It's still an abuse, but it's not that bad as it can be. Now, if you cook this at the restaurant, I take all the white meat inside because it's just water too much. But because I'm cooking this for myself, I can throw everything inside and I just basically eating a little bit extra water, which is not bad for you. And like I said a couple times before, I like to pick different colors to add to the dish. It's appealing to the eye and they got different properties. So basically doing that, you're making sure that you have all the good things in
Now,
your
if
dish.
you mix the colors, I mean, obviously it looks fantastic, but it's not just for the look.
It's not just for the look. Basically, each color comes from a particular property that the veggies have. So basically, having a 2, 3, 4, 5 color kind of dish, you have a multi-vitamin and fibers and yada yada dish. So you're making sure that you got a complete full meal for you.
Tre, bien.
And in a minute, I can put also that red snapper on it. You just split and cut the tomato in 4. I find a Roma tomato, but again, you can find any kind of, even the pear, nice sweet tomatoes are beautiful for this dish.
Terrific.
I can add a little salt and pepper here.
The salt, just a dab will do you.
I save the pepper for the last. I can cover this with a lid. It can help to cook everything with its own steam, and basically its own steam is its own flavor. I can check that out in a second. I can season my simple recipe fish with a little salt, olive oil, and pepper.
Are you afraid we see the news or reports about the mercury in the fish? Have you had, you find your fish is healthy and you're able to still buy fish worthy to serve to your family, your friends?
You have to go to a store where you can be free to ask certification of where they buy their own products. It's never a guarantee, but it's a peace of mind that you did your job about at least get an answer from these operators and not just raising the shoulders and tell you that they don't know. It just reduces the risk of it. Bob, allow me a couple of seconds. I season this, sort of a quick marinade. And let's say a couple of minutes, and we take a break, and we're back here with you again to finish this beautiful light dish.
Fantastic. I am Chef Bob. Glad to be here with Chef Nico Quesa of Cafe Giorgio. We will return with Chef live in a moment.
See you later.
Welcome back, my favorite audience in the entire world. I am Chef Bob Fromage with Chef Live, and of course I am here with Chef Nico Quesa of Cafe Giorgio. He's preparing a delicious meal for four for your family, and why don't you tell us where you are?
I am at the stage of the rice is about 10 minutes away. Remember that when I'm doing a white rice, it takes a little bit longer, Bob. It takes about 45 minutes. And my veggies also are about 10 minutes away. So we talk about 20 minutes dish since at the point that we was halfway with the rice. So Bob, what I did here is season lightly with olive oil, of course. My snapper, and I got my herbs. I call them magical again.
Magic herb.
And the pan saute is nice and warm. I can use just a little bit because also the fish is already marinated. I can have a little bit more high flame, and I can put my fish meat down, and then and then we can talk about wine if you want to, Bob. Let's talk about my personal opinion about this dish. I like Sauvignon Blanc because it's fruity in general with fish, less than a dry. But we can talk about also drinking red wine with this.
Yes, can
dish.
we have red wine with fish?
Yes, we could. Yes, we could. Actually, at your right, if you can see it, we have a couple of Italian wines, Chiantis from Toscana. They could work very, very good. And they are in the price range that most of us will look all the time. They can be around $15, a few dollars more, or a couple of dollars less.
That won't break the wallet.
No. And then you can have an extra glass. It's not because we have less money, just to have an extra glass. That's
I
all.
always have one.
I have few. Not many though, not many. Extra olive oil when the meat of the fish started to become white on the side and changing color, Bob, it's time to turn that upside down. No, not yet this one. I don't know if you guys can see at home, but about 4 or 5 minutes for each side. And I can add my herbs at the last second just to give a little flavor to the oil that is basically cooking the fish, not
You
to the
do not
fish.
want to over season at all.
This is why I wait at the last minute, Bob, to give the extra touch. Actually, I don't even season the water at they cook the rice. Some of the masters think that putting the salt on the water where you cook the rice break the beans more easy than just leave the water unsalted.
But you don't think that's true?
I think they can be true. I keep my records now. I'll tell you next time I see you, just to see if that is really true. But in this case, with the wild rice, it's not even a necessity because you can break down anyway for the long cooking. And as it's black when it's cooking, they become a little bit gray and brownish, and they start to break down again because it's not being treated. It's pure stage. Nice and crunchy. Few minutes away.
A little bit more.
All right, Bob. My veggies are start to smell nice and the color is still there. I can take the lids off. They got enough steam. Actually, I gotta reduce the steam. I put this away. And the fish is ready to be turned. You can help yourself if you're not practicing with the tongs, just with a spoon and a fork doing this. Oh yeah. Using the fork like this as a slide sort of a tool. Look good to me. Bob, like I said, the wine is from Tuscany and Chianti, but they can be any kind of wine that you can suggest for this. It's not necessarily 1 or 2 or 10 or 20. Your personal preferences, try it if you like it. The only challenge in this dish is the bitterness of the artichoke, they can make maybe slap your tongue. You don't recognize your own wine when you try. But try some of the wines. Maybe they get well with the baby artichokes.
Just not Mad Dog or 2020, no?
No, it's not. And after this, I can put together a light gelato, which is Italian ice cream, made a little bit different than ice cream. It got a little bit less air inside. It's a little bit more heavy, I would say. No, it's a little bit more creamy. And it's a non-sugar vanilla ice cream with a nice berries. And I put together this in about a few minutes. And Bob, what do you think? We take a break?
Yes, sir. Très bien. We pay some bills, no? When we come back, we may have dessert, and we find out how to wrap it all up.
And that's it, Bob.
Chef Live, Nico Quesa.
See you in a minute.
Okay. We are back with the dessert segment. We are about to plate this, no?
After this, Bob, welcome back. We are plating the dessert. I mentioned very simple. No sugar, sugarless vanilla gelato. And I am almost done with all the ingredients to put together this nice light snapper dish. And Bob, I want to take advantage of tell you why you recognize that this is a snapper when you're cooking from a domestic snapper, from in the way it behaves when I flip it back now. As you say, it's not curling like most of the fishes they are imported. I'm not sure about the reason for, but this is a confirmation that this is a domestic snapper. One more reason to ask your vendor where your fish come from, your meat come from. So Bob, give me a couple of minutes. I put this dish together. I want to just make sure that the artichoke is nice and tender. You can do your fork in the...
It smells
right,
fantastic, I will say that. For those of you following along at home, you're planning to do this later, you can watch us on chefalive.com. You missed any part of this segment. And you can follow the full Nico Quesa recipe, and you can see his other recipes too. No?
Absolutely.
Oui.
And also, Bob, if you didn't understand my English, they can be there typing recipes, so that helps a little bit
Type in
more.
the recipe.
Yes.
You do have a tremendously crazy accent.
Not like yours, Bob, though. Sorry.
Mine's all natural.
Sorry. Bob, two things I can play this. I can throw away the rice inside of the veggie saute and saute them all together, or I can do a nice colorful presentation. You feel free to do what you feel more confident to. And what I was about to say with the rice is you can toss all together, the rice and the veggies, and they can become a nice dish also. I try to put a little color, so the effort to buy all the colorful veggies is also seen in the final dish. Like here, artichokes ready. And a little sweet peas. What do you think, Bob?
Oh, I think I am starving and I want to eat this right now.
Well, be patient a couple of minutes if you will. The snapper is ready to go too. I can turn all this off, Bob.
How often are you at Cafe Giorgio? I mean,
How
they
often?
come down to see you? Most days.
More than I like, but
More
no,
than
it's
you
not
wish.
true. I enjoy to do there.
We're glad to
To
have
be
you
there.
here. Go see.
I
Chef
am
Nico.
there 5 days a week. Usually, I can be there 6 and 7 days, but my normal days are Tuesday to Saturday. One more reason to stop by when I am there, just to say hi. But you can enjoy our recipes even when I am not there. Smoky here, but smells good. Now, what I scoop it up here in the center is the healthy wild rice. Bob, I have to do this one more time.
What
The
up?
magic extra virgin olive oil. Flavor, shyness, and blessing to your dish. Now, I can do this. See that on it? And my Bob, if you're hungry, this is ready to go for you and your guests and your family. And there is my finish. Snapper.
Magnifique.
Smell it, Bob.
Oh,
yeah.
it is like heaven on a plate. I don't know. I want to eat it right now. Are you going to do dessert?
Yes, actually dessert is just assembly few berries over there, and again, no particular ones, just I pick whatever they look nice and fresh color and rich in color. Strawberries have to be red throughout, not too much green on it. And I put everything on a little cup, and I have next to me at non-sugar vanilla ice cream. Somebody can be surprised if you see the content of the total sugar on ice cream. Some of them, especially gelato, they are not that dangerous as they think. Of course, moderation is where it makes the difference. So I can scoop this up on the center, and if you guys are in a rush, you can put this in the table at the same time. You share your dish, and you got your gelato nice and melted, and it can become also as a sauce bowl, sort of it. And right here, I got nicer scoop, put it down, and there is the simple berries and no sugar vanilla gelato.
A gelato love in a bowl for those of you who need something a little healthier for dessert.
Absolutely, Bob.
Très bien. Thank you so much for being here, Chef Nico.
My pleasure. Thank you to having me here.
I am Chef Bob with ChefLive.com. Please tune in to see all the recipes. You can see this one here. You can see many of Nico's other ones, as well as the many fine chefs involved with us. And we are so glad that you tuned in. And we will see you next time, no?
Au revoir. Ci vediamo
Au
presto.
revoir. Bon appétit.
Buon appetito. Ciao, Bob. Thank you.
One beer, one scotch, one bourbon, one beer. Please, Mr. Bartender, listen here. I ain't here for trouble, so have no fear. One scotch, one bourbon, one beer. I ain't here for trouble, so have